everybody, I am Tiffany, and today I am doing another movie review. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. The movie I am doing a movie review on today is Now You See Me Too, which I just watched very recently because it came out in Redbox. I was so excited to see this movie because, one, it has Mark Ruffalo, who's another of my favorite actors. I have a lot of favorite actors, by the way. And two, I loved the first Now You See Me. It was so good. I was not expecting it to be good, but it was so good. And when I heard they were making a second one and it came out, I was so happy. I did not know what to expect, but I was ready because I'm like, it's going to be awesome because it's going to be magic and stuff, which I can't really do. I wish I could, though. And I got the movie and I watched it. I was not really impressed by it, which I was really sad about because the first one blew my mind and this one was kind of extremely disappointing. Stick with the first one, I think. You don't necessarily need to see the second one. Now, is it fun? Yeah, definitely. But it's nothing like the first one, and it just has a whole different vibe to it. The first one I think was more mysterious and trying to figure everything out. Like, this one was behind the scenes of everything that was happening. I mean, the tricks were really cool, but again, I think just the way they set it up this time, it didn't have the magic that it did of the first one. But for those of you who want statistics, it got a 6.6 out of 10 on IMDb. The first one, I believe, got like a 7.3. Don't hold me on that. I do agree with that, definitely. 6.6, you know, it's more like it's enjoyable, but it's definitely not like all-time best movie ever. But the actors did a really great job, I feel like. There was, of course, Mark Ruffalo. This also starred Woody Harrelson and Dave Franco. Jesse Eisenberg, those four were in the original, so they're back. You have Lizzie Kaplan, who's new. You have Daniel Radcliffe, who's new. Just saying, it's a pretty good cast. And I feel like the cast did overall a really great job. I didn't like the way it was set up. It wasn't necessarily bad, and it was fun. It's very different the way they did it from the original movie. And I wish they kind of did it in the style that the original movie was, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. I always say go give it a shot. You never know if you'll end up liking it. And it's out on Redbox, so you can watch it for $1. So it's not like you're going to the movie theaters and paying like 15, 20 bucks. So go check it out for yourself because you might come back and be like, Tiffany, you're stupid because it was amazing. I don't think it's amazing, but you might. So just saying. But that's really all I can tell you without spoiling you, and I definitely want to get to some points in the movie. So I'm going to go ahead and close the non-spoilery section. I am sorry. Thank you so much, and now I'm going to do the amazing trick of having all the non-spoilery people disappear. 1, 2, abracadabra! Okay. I hope they're gone now, because then my magic trick didn't work. That'd be sad. I feel like there were some new elements that were really interesting. I liked Lizzie Kaplan. I liked her character a whole lot, and I liked her and Dave's relationship. Jack Walter and Lula. My only thing with that is that I don't feel like it was completely developed enough. Like the kiss at the end, I was like, okay, they were flirting with each other, but I still feel like the stakes weren't really high enough. I feel like there should have been more build up to their relationship. There were hints of it here and there, so you knew it was going to happen, and I liked the idea of it, but it didn't completely follow through, if that makes sense, in my opinion personally. So Woody Harrelson did great. I don't know if I liked the twin, though. I don't think that was really completely necessary. I felt like the twin was just there for shock value more so. Though Woody Harrelson was absolutely hilarious at it, I don't really think I liked him as the evil twin. Mark Ruffalo, by far my favorite character. I felt like his character was developed really well, because you have this whole history of his father ending up getting killed because of a magic accident, and that's why he wants revenge on Morgan Freeman, and all of that goes down. You figure out what his whole point was behind the first movie and the second movie. So I really liked his character development. So I think out of all the characters, Mark Ruffalo's character was definitely the most defined and the most developed. And Morgan Freeman's, of course, because Morgan Freeman is awesome. Like I said, I liked Jack Wilder's thing. I don't think I liked the fact that he learns how to do hypnosis, which is Woody Harrelson's thing. Something that made it really awesome about the last film is that each magician, while they can do all these incredible tricks, they kind of had their own thing. Woody Harrelson's thing is that he is like a hypnosis person. He can hypnotize you and you go to sleep like ooh. So I don't really like that it kind of crossed over and it's like you're trying to learn everybody else's tricks. Or Dave Franco's thing is he's very good at like flipping cards around and pickpocketing and stuff like that. Like, that's his thing. I think they all have their different style, and that's what made it so fun in the first one, and it felt like they were trying to cross over with it, which I feel like they should have just had their own individual thing, because that's what made it fun. You work as a team, but you still have your own individual traits that make you different, instead of being like, oh, this guy who has been trying to learn it for like a couple of months, probably, or maybe a year, finally masters it at the last second of hypnosis, when Woody Harrelson, his whole life has been doing this. Out of the entire movie, I would probably say the beginning is my favorite part. The beginning was very interesting. You had this whole thing with the eye, which you didn't know exactly what was going on with that. And then you also had this whole big giant 4 horsemen are coming back. So that was really, really exciting. I really did like it when they got sabotaged and this just voice came on and was exposing them for everything. Got Dylan exposed for the FBI. Jack is alive. Ooh. That was really cool. And I thought that was going to be like the whole basis of the movie, is trying to figure out what that voice is. And that we're going to keep doing shows and stuff, and it was kind of like a battle of the magicians type thing. That would have been cool, I feel like. That's what it set up as, and I was ready to go. I was like, this is going to be great. Nope, never mind. You figure out who the bad guy is right away, who of course is Michael Caine, who's super annoying in the first movie. So of course he's back, and that I think lost it for me a little bit, because you already knew who the evil guys were. And from that point on, I was just kind of confused about exactly what they were doing. I knew they were trying to get a chip that apparently all the computers can be hacked because of it, and information could be revealed. I got that, and then they stole it, but then he was going to give it to the Eye, but then the Eye ends up being Daniel Radcliffe, who's Michael Caine's son. It was confusing. And I was like, why didn't we just stick with the beginning with the creepy voice and kind of wait till the end for the giant reveal and giant twist? That's what made the first one so amazing, is that you had this whole build-up of like, why are they orchestrating these magic tricks? Who is truly behind it? You're trying to just figure out what the 4 horsemen are doing. You're not in on it at all, and that's what makes it so much fun. And then at the end with Mark Ruffalo, and he's revealed to be the leader of the 4 horsemen, that was awesome. That was amazing. And this one, I felt like there were no twists. Like, the whole big thing is like, they're big, giant trick at the end, and you know there's gonna be a big giant trick, but there has to be a twist with it. Do you get me? Do you get me? I hope you get me. And also, like I mentioned earlier, the style is very different. Like, even with their tricks, I mean, you have Morgan Freeman eventually explain how they did all of it, but while they're doing the trick, you're not sure how they're doing it. And this one, they decided, we're gonna put them all behind the scenes. You're gonna see exactly how each trick is done. Exactly, except maybe a little bit at the end, but other than that, you're gonna see exactly how each trick is done. And that's not as exciting, because you're like, I know how you're doing that, instead of just showing us the trick and then an explanation comes a little bit later. So I feel like they tried to go for more of a heist feel this time, and it was a heist feel more so, and behind the scenes type of thing, but it didn't work. It's magic. You're not supposed to really know what's happening. For this type of movie, I feel like being that spectator and trying to figure out why they would reappear at this moment, what's going on with them, that I think is more interesting to me. Daniel Radcliffe, I love Daniel Radcliffe because Harry Potter, I didn't like his character as much in this one. I felt like, again, it wasn't fully developed, but I think Daniel Radcliffe still did a good job. Like I said, all the actors I think did a really great job. I want to talk about a plot point though, because this has bugged me ever since I watched that movie. There's this whole giant thing with the chip. They steal the chip, That was my favorite scene, actually, by the way, when they steal the chip and they're flipping the card and they're making sure, like, nobody can see it. It was cool. I liked that. They get the card, right, and they're so proud because they hit it, and Dylan saves them from giving it over to the bad guys because, you know, Jesse Eisenberg is being stupid and is about to give it over to them. Mark Ruffalo to the rescue. They get the chip, and they're sitting and they're talking about it, and then Jack DeFranco discovers that the chip is a fake. They have a fake and somebody switched it with them. And that was interesting. I was like, ooh, I wonder who switched it with them. But then they never brought it up again. At the end, when the bad guys think they have the chip, I mean, at first they are like, oh my god, wait, it's real? What? Wait, it's real? But then they know that it's real, actually. Like, wait, when did it go back to real? It'd be different if they were in front of the bad guys at first, and then they said, oh my god, it's a fake. What? No. Then it'd be different. But the fact that they introduced this chip being a fake in a scene that you know is them all talking and really trying to come up with a plan throws it, because it's like, there's no way them sitting in a room, they're like, oh, we're gonna say it's a fake, but we're gonna know eventually. We're gonna have to pretend it's real. Like, the way they did the scene, it was a conference before they planned all their magic stuff. So there's no way they had thought of that at that time. And who would they be saying that to? There's no point of saying this is a fake when you're in a group of people that you know and that they all know. So it didn't make sense to me, just the way they executed it. I got what they were going for, but it just wasn't being executed properly. It bugged me. It was a plot point that I was like, wait, no, that's not fair, because they hinted somebody got the best of them, and I was expecting somebody to come in, but then nobody came in, and then all of a sudden it's real again, and they give no explanation, and it makes me mad when there's no explanations. I'm sorry, I had to get that off my chest. And the ending again was kind of just because you know it was working up to this whole giant final magic trick, so you kind of know them getting captured and everything was probably part of the trick. Know what I'm saying? That's basically really all I have to say about this movie. But as much as I ranted about everything I didn't like in this movie, you should definitely go check it out. I always do that philosophy if you're new here, because I truly believe that you should always give a movie or a book a chance, even if you think it might be absolutely horrible. Just because so much hard work and craft goes into each movie and each book, and it's really amazing how much time and effort goes into each of them. So I always respect, you know, movie makers and authors and any artistic person, just because so much effort goes into all of these things that are made. So I always say give a movie or a book a chance, even if, you know, I say or somebody else says that it's absolutely horrible, because you may end up loving that movie and finding a true gem to you. I have so many movies that I think are amazing and everybody else thinks are absolutely horrible. Give it a chance. I gave my opinion, and in your mind, I could be incredibly, extremely wrong. But it's up to you to decide whether you like this movie or not. But thank you for listening to me rant about it and give my opinion on it. And go check it out for yourself, see if you like it. I think you should definitely watch the first one. For sure. Thank you for joining me today. I had a really wonderful time doing this, so thank you. If you have any other movie or book recommendations, leave them in the comments below. Or if there's any other types of videos you want me to see, like a certain book or movie tag or Q&A or something like that, just let me know and I'll totally do it for you. You know, as long as it's not strange and can cause me harm. Let's not do that. I won't do that. Have a wonderful night, day, evening, afternoon, whatever time you're watching this, and don't forget to be awesome. Alright, now I'm gonna go practice my magic. Goodbye.